was Texas Senate candidate Ted Cruz speaking right here in Tampa tonight. He says Democrats are going to try to frighten the Hispanic community. Ted Cruz joins us. Nice to see you, sir.
Greta, it's great to be with you.
All right. You've also been quoted saying in the past that the Hispanic community is profoundly conservative. Is that a correct quote?
I think that's exactly right.
Well, tell me, because there has been such a divide. I mean, I think typically the Hispanic vote has been more of a Democratic vote.
Well, I think the values that resonate in the Hispanic community, they are faith, family, patriotism. You know, a lot of people don't know the rate of military enlistment among Hispanics is higher than any demographic in the country. And beyond that, hard work, responsibility, providing for your family, those are all conservative values. And I think the problem a lot of Republicans have had is they haven't done an effective job conveying those values, that our values are one and the same.
Well, you've got the problem here with sort of the elephant in the room, figuratively and I guess literally, is illegal immigration. And that has, at least as I understand, far be it from me to speak for the Hispanic community, but that they have felt that, that the illegal immigration thing, that has leaned more. They have been happier with sort of the Democratic approach than the Republican approach.
Well, I think there are a lot of Democrats that want people to believe that. I'll tell you, in the Hispanic community, most Hispanics aren't for open borders. I actually think the immigration issue is pretty straightforward. What most Americans want and what most Hispanics want is for us to secure the borders and stop illegal immigration, and at the same time remain a nation that doesn't just welcome legal immigrants but that celebrates them. Americans by choice is what Ronald Reagan called legal immigrants who follow the rules and come here seeking the American dream.
Are you going to be hitting the campaign trail hard on that issue because of the deficit in terms of the Hispanic vote for the Republican Party?
Well, we're hitting the campaign trail hard every single day, 18 hours a day, and I'll tell you what I think the major issue facing the country is this election in November is about a fundamental choice, about continuing down the road of the Obama Democrats, more and more spending, more and more debt, and more government control of the economy in our lives, or getting back to our founding principles, to free markets, to individual responsibility, to individual liberty. How do you
though communicate that? I mean, it's all these sort of eloquent speeches, but you've actually sort of got to get it, communicated to the family back home to really feel it.
Well, you communicate it by carrying the message. I tried to communicate it tonight, talking about what matters when you get down to it. In my personal experience, my dad was an immigrant from Cuba. He came here after being imprisoned and tortured, showed up in Texas with $100 in his underwear, not speaking English, washed dishes, making 50 cents an hour to pay his way through college and to start a small business. Now, that's the American dream, and it's the story of all of us.
All right, how come you won? The odds were against you. No one thought you were going to win the primary. Why do you think you won?
Well, I'll tell you, it was two things. It was message, and it was the grassroots. Message is simple, which is we're going broke. And voters are fed up with career politicians in both parties who have gotten us in this mess. And they're looking for new leaders who will roll up their sleeves, stop spending money we don't have, turn around the debt, and get back to the Constitution. And then secondly, it was grassroots. This was a victory for Republican women, for Tea Party leaders, for conservative grassroots, all of whom united and all of whom won our victory in this primary.
How are the polls? Have you seen what the polls are for the general election?
There have not been any polls done yet in the general. In the primary, we won by 14 points. And I think conventional wisdom puts us in a very strong place in the general. But, you know, there's an old line. There are two ways to run, scared and unopposed. I'm not unopposed, so we're going to run 18 hours a day, every day, carrying the message to the voters of Texas.
One last question. You said tonight in your speech that they're trying to scare people.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's right, and I think there's really a sharp divide. If you look at the Tea Party, if you look at the message of the Romney-Ryan campaign, it's focused on values that unite us. It's focused on liberty. It's focused on the unlimited potential of free men and free women and small businesses to work to achieve the American dream. The Obama campaign doesn't want to talk about the economy, doesn't want to talk about 23 million Americans out of work. So what are they doing? They're trying to scare and divide us. That's their strategy. And it really is sad from a campaign that just 4 years ago was so aspirational. And they've given that up now, and they're going, unfortunately, in a way that is not good for this country. And I don't think it's going to work. It's not what Americans are looking for.
Sir, thank you very much for joining us. Nice to see you.
Great to see you.